Hey, good morning. It is Red Friday morning caffeine boogie with the bull. We're live on the Dave Globin profile over here on Facebook, and we're live somewhere on the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel over there. Both have live chats with me this morning. Our news director, Randall Rhodes, also the owner of All Roads Lead to Home Genealogy Services, which we'll talk about throughout the program. But what is new and exciting news wise, Mr. Rhodes? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. There. What is new and exciting, Mr. Rhodes?
Well, before we jump into the what is new and exciting in my end of the world, I want to give a shout out to all the military personnel, men and women throughout the United States itself, as well as all the other countries where you might find our soldiers or may not find our soldier, because let's face it, there are branches of our military that I believe even Trump's starting to learn new things that our military is doing and where they're being deployed. Yeah, when you put on a uniform, unless you have a specific job title given to you, you don't really know where you're going to be stationed. For me, I was in the air cargo. The biggest base for air cargo was Dover, Delaware. So that's where I was stationed. So I knew I was going to be there, working to load and unload C-140s and C-5A Galaxies and so forth. So I knew C-130s. I'm sorry, and the C and the and the C-5A Galaxy planes. They're big suckers. Anyways, I knew I wasn't going to be going to like Arabia or something like that. Um, but when men and women, join in the military, they have a choice of what they want to do. If they want to, be a sniper or, a nuclear weapons person or, a tank driver, something like that, then you go into where the combat is, and you don't know where you're going to be stationed. So, to the families who men and women are in those fields of military, we give you all the praise and glory for allowing you to share your family with us to protect our country and that of other nations. I know we're in some kind of a summit hearing right now, or it might just end, I'm not sure, where we're talking about the security of European countries and how they need to pony up and do more for themselves and expect less from our country. And he was given some examples while he was live. And I'm sure there was some discussion behind doors where no one else could hear and see except for themselves. And I agree. We're at a point in time where we need to stop uh, placing our men and women in harm's way to protect other nations just because they won't sacrifice their young or sacrifice their money to protect their own citizens, their own country. So let's not forget our military personnel. So, having said all that,
No, do not
um,
forget our military personnel.
um, and your
Okay?
doggy agrees. Let's
My
also
dog, my dog agrees.
Uh, let's not forget what today is. Today, and it's kind of interesting that we're wearing red today. Today is Valentine's Day. So
It
I've
is.
already placed my order for my sweeties to get candy today. And uh, uh, we actually had some extra money. So we're buying some special meals for dinner time. Some meals that
Cool.
we haven't had in a long time. It's
Cool.
an Oriental meal. It's Chang something. My daughter's ordering food, but they're not cheap meals. They're like $13 a pop, but you get enough food to
Yeah.
feed two people. Of course, being Chinese food, you'll be hungry like an hour later. But uh, but
True.
it's been a long time.
It's very true.
It's been a long time since we had it, and we had some extra money to spend because my uncle gave me a birthday gift of money, so that's where my
Good.
birthday gift's going. Valentine's Day dinner. Um, I want to uh, s- touch on something. I'm not going to go into great detail because it is
Okay.
quite disturbing. So, folks, for those of you who um, uh, love your pet,
Well, if it's and you need more, if it's disturbing and time, let's
uh,
give it more time.
no,
But
no,
go ahead. Jump in.
it needs to be said because people are fighting what Elon Musk is doing and what he's finding with the money being spent and how it's being spent, and those on the left are having
Yep.
conniptions, but they're having conniptions because the money is being spent on things it should never been spent on, and the Democrats are hiding it and they don't want their dark, deep, dirty secrets being found out. And Elon Musk is finding them. So, folks, uh, I'm not going to go in great detail. I'm going to just touch on the outline of the story.
Okay.
So, please be aware. Um, so, they found that uh, 20 billion with a B dollars was spent on the torture of animals, just for the torture of animals. There's no medicinal
So
purposes behind it. Sorry, go ahead.
okay. Reason to do it other than someone just said, let's take $20 billion and
Correct.
torture animals because we have to spend $20 billion.
Correct. One of the ones was to shove balls, metal balls, into the buttholes of hamsters, and then to give them a
Okay.
medicine to uh, help them to relieve themselves of those metal balls. Another one was to uh, have dead turtles on a walk-in, for exercises, where you walk on
Treadmill?
that conveyor
A treadmill?
treadmill. Yes,
Okay.
rest, correct. To see what it would take to make the dead turtles flip on their backs. Okay, I
Well,
have no idea what purpose that was. Um, they also spent
yeah, I was gonna say, what's the point? What's the point of putting a dead turtle
on a
on a
treadmill
treadmill and
$2 million.
seeing how long it takes to right? But what is the point of it to
There is
see
none.
how long it
The,
takes a dead turtle to
the,
flip on its back? Right. So in other words, it was just money
mhm.
and use the money.
they, they spent millions of dollars of doing transgender surgeries on various animals like monkeys
Yeah.
and dogs. And the list went on and on. And,
And
and how
you know
how
what?
sick is the
I said it
Democrats?
last I said it last night, and I'm gonna keep saying it through the whole thing. President Obama wrote the executive order that groundwork for Elon Musk's Doge because it was set up as a computer system that every department head, had a job of reporting finances and what their organization and whether or not he just like OD'd on the power and didn't realize that at some point he wouldn't be president anymore. A Democrat wouldn't be president anymore. Reagan would stumble in like find this and go to town whacking the Democrats. I mean, this has got to be a game of whack them that Barack Obama never imagined would ever happen.
Well, it's like it's like they said, his last day in office, he gave away billions of dollars. That they said they described it as throwing gold bars off of a sinking Titanic. Okay,
Yeah,
and uh, just to get rid of the money, just to
yeah.
spend it. They
Hmm.
went to no purpose at all, just because she had the ability to spend this money. And I'm sorry. Now, luckily, in that instance, it was the that was something to do with the environmental agency. Okay, that's where the money went to for
Okay.
some stupid ass to go to another country. Luckily, they Trump Elon's people caught the money, and the new guy in charge was able to find where it went to and was able to retrieve most of it back into the bank. Okay, um, I'm sorry. I
Yep.
personally think that these people who are releasing the money the way they were need to be found out and need to be arrested and thrown in jail. I'm
Yep.
sorry. I mean, that's just that's criminal. I mean, that'd be like
But
me going into Dave's
doing
bank.
some of the stuff that they claim, that I'm just saying that they were actually sticking BBs in a mouse's, or to if they were actually putting dead and seeing how much it took to turn them over. Maybe they should be. Maybe the same thing that happened to the mice should happen, uh, something much bigger. And maybe we're stuffed full. They should be put on a turn belt and see how long it turns them. I
Yeah,
mean, this is. Imagine putting money, getting money for something to hide money. You said once we give them money for something, they don't do it. We just move the money to where we need it. We never take it back from them. And you know, now we need to make sure that we don't do that. If someone is to ask for $20 billion in the House, and Speaker Johnson gives it to them, it's not. They're not asking for something stupid. I mean, what? And even if there was a medicinal point, what is the point? I just don't understand what is the point. It just sounds like when the Jews were in Nazi Germany and they did all kinds of experiments on us. Why? Because we were there and they could do it. They could use us and do it on them. I mean, it's just I don't I don't understand. I don't understand what advancement humanity would have knowing how many beef up a mouse's rectum before it starts spitting them out. Unless maybe you're thinking about creating a weapon that down the road you're going to stuff something up a human's butt. There's already the old war battle hymn, I think, where the part is that they loaded up the government. I mean the alligator when they touched his, he let it go. Maybe at that point they were thinking about using alligators as war heroes, but these people just seem to be so stupid that they never would get caught. And as making money, they never thought they would get caught with anyone asking them, why are we spending $20 billion to literally torture animals for no other reason than the under watching animals suffer.
yeah. They probably thought they were going to win the election and that they'll be able to keep on going, spend this money willy nilly, and not get caught. They weren't expecting Trump to win like last time. And I just hope that things continue that these left wing liberal judges don't uh, uh, you know place a hold on Elon Musk doing his thing to weed out the waste of the spending. You would think
Yep.
that they would want that to be found out, but the problem is that they know the Democrats spent this money illegally and on stupid stuff, and they don't want it to be found out.
Crazy. Hang on just a second. Let me do something here that I again didn't think to send Chuck. Chuck, if you have time, I'm going to send you a link, and you're more than welcome to come. I just read that you stopped in to say hi. You're doing some running before the snow, but if you're unable to join us, I understand that you're able to join us tonight on the Friday. Now that I can hopefully say a prayer before and not have my pop it on and pop it off with internet issues, be an episode that people don't want to watch. But anyway, I hope that you will, if you can't join us now, that you'll be able to join us. Everyone will know where it is being posted on Facebook, and plenty of time to watch it tonight. Same places you watched it last night, probably. I think it was on in the American Rebellion group. But you can also watch it on X. Search the American Rebellion or AMRAB, and it will tell you where it is live, 7 p.m. Eastern. So adjust yourself accordingly. And other than that, Mr. Rhodes, what else are we discussing this morning besides stupid Democrats?
Well, one
and,
thing.
how much they think they
Okay,
can get away with spending.
So here's another. What I'm about to say, it's not medically medically proven, other than for myself. I'm speaking for myself, but because of my own personal experience, I'm passing on to you guys. So if you guys are experiencing something similar, you should be aware of this. But let's first say hi to Chuck, and then I'll continue.
Yep. Good morning,
Hi, Chuck.
Chuck.
Hi. Like I said, I just wanted to stop in and say hi before the snow. I got a bunch of running to do, and then we will be ready for. I guess it's getting stronger, so we're gonna probably get more than the 4 to 8 inches. So bring it on.
Oh,
Yeah, bring it on. Chainsaw Chucky's is going to fire up the chainsaws and cut up the snow if he has to.
There you go. So anyway, so I went to the eye doctor yesterday finally.
Yep.
And the reason being is that I've been having problems with my eyesight. And so I went and got some tests done. And I spent the extra $40 out of pocket because insurance won't cover it, to have a very bright light flash in your eyeballs so they can see behind your eyes. So he showed me the picture of my eyeballs. It was kind of scary. Looks almost like a solar system thing. You know, like
Mars.
all the, yeah,
Mars.
yeah, like a Mars maybe. But he said, you see these squiggly lines here, Randy? He said, so those are blood vessels, and they're not supposed to be squiggly. He said, that's because you are experiencing high blood pressure. And he said that I highly recommend you go see your family doctor and probably get tested for high blood pressure and get placed on medication. He said it's not going to make you go blind, but if you don't do something about it soon, the high blood pressure also obviously has some other issues going on. He also said that because I spent so much time in front of my dual 32-inch curved monitors that they're putting out radiation,
Also
and
putting out blue
that
light.
they,
Yep.
Yeah, correct,
Blue light. Yep.
blue light, correct,
Yep.
and that is also causing your eyesight to go faster.
Yep.
So I asked him, "What should I do for it?" And he said, "Well, obviously, you said your monitor should have settings on there somewhere to reduce that or somehow put it in check. Um, Obviously, you can buy some filters to place on the monitor itself to block some of that off as well.
Yep.
So I'll be looking into that." And he said, as far as
Yep.
waking up every morning with blurred vision, uh, he said that's just simply dry eyes. So he recommended two different kinds of eye drops. One is like a gel you put on your eyes at night, and that coats your eyes. And then in the morning, this eye drops to help with the blurriness, and that should take care of that. So. Uh,
Now, medical advisor of Boogie with the Bull broadcast, Nikki Young, suggested you just give Claudette a baseball bat and have her hit the right side of your head once and the left side of your head twice. And if that doesn't work, the top side of your head once. And then,
I won't have to worry about my eyesight.
When you see stars, and you see Bugs Bunny turn right at Albuquerque, turn left at Albuquerque, and you'll be a Warner Brothers TV celebrity in about 3 days.
Wow. I'm not going to get a baseball bat in the house because she might be watching the show right now, and she might take up on the advice. Oh,
That sounds like a long road trip, Dave. All the way to Albuquerque.
Road trip. R road trip is an RHODES.
Yeah,
road
there you
trip.
go. But it's,
Yeah, because that roads might be tripping after those baseball bat swings.
But I've been putting off some long needed medical attention to my body, and it's starting to show.
Yep.
So I got to do is put some money aside for Uber drivers to take me to the doctor so I can get some tests done. So, anyways,
okay. Like I said before, call.
Yeah, they have it.
If you have cities or you have
they
counties,
do, but I don't
call the council on aging.
So I don't want to do that. Because
why?
Personal experience, and this is no lie. Personal experience with her mom. Okay, when the Office of the Aging got involved and did their investigation. They came out to the house. They did some verbal tests, some drawing tests, things like that. They talked to the neighbors, and then they decided she's going into a nursing home, and we're seizing her property, and you are getting absolutely nothing from it, Mrs. Rhodes.
But this isn't any of that. You just call them and you ask them if they have a list of recommended non-emergency medical transportation services that work with either the city or county Office on Aging. That's all you want to know. And you can actually go search it in your local area. Then whatever your insurance company is, whether it's Medicare and a private company that helps you, that does it for you, then you contact them and you find out if you're eligible for that, and you find out some you'll get for some you will get for free because it's just free. Some of them you will have to pay a small amount, like one here in Jacksonville where we are. It's free if you stay within the city of Jacksonville. They'll pick me up, drop me off, and the whole round trip is free. Another one, if I go outside of Jacksonville, I think it's $3 to go one zone out of Jacksonville. I think it's $6 to go another zone out of Jacksonville.
But Florida is a state that is designed to help the elderly. That's why the elderly flock to Florida, because of the warm weather is good on the bodies, and all the benefits that elderly people get by moving there.
This is helping anybody. I mean, I do have to admit that at 63, I'm a senior citizen, but it helps anyone who is disabled and get around. But the other option is you can use
Chuck,
Uber.
Who's using Restream?
Uber's
Dave.
I'm using.
Oh, you're using Restream. I thought you used. Oh yeah, I see that now. It's at the left-hand corner of my screen. Yeah, okay. I'm just used to the eBucks. Okay, yeah.
No, I'm using. I looked at it, and for what I need, Restream seems to do the best. I mean, I don't know what the basic package of VMux would be, and I'm used to what.
See, I was looking to, initially. I started out using Restream, but then I got this really nice high definition camera, and to make use of it, they wanted me to spend $45 a month for the package that includes the high definition video. So that's
Well, that's because that's what Streamyard
yeah.
was going to charge you.
So Evox, they don't charge you extra for high definition as part of the package. So that's pretty cool.
Okay.
Now I'm spending.
But
Now I'm
what's the
spending
cost of the package?
I'm spending $25 now for the package. I stepped up a bit,
Yeah.
because I wanted to increase the some of the special things that the special
Sure.
you know some of the special things it does, sounds and things like that video.
Right.
But also allows me to have more screens,
Right.
and so it wasn't a bad. The basic would have done. In fact, the basic for you is probably all you need, but I used the stepped up one. Oh, I know why. Also because it allows me to share in more channels, so that's what I did. So $25 is not a bad
Yeah.
deal.
More. No, it isn't. But for what I need right now, three destinations is okay. We only use two. I only use two because I can't decide whether or not I want to add X to where we are right now. I've thought about it, but so let me. We're on my end. I'm just kind of very simple. All I want to do is be able to turn on my camera, turn on my mic, turn on my everything, and just be here. The bells and whistles of being able to import video.
He's
and
looking
import,
down at you.
all that stuff. I just don't have much interest in that. I'm kind of like Chainsaw Chucky. I just
What's
want
on
to put
your
the key
hat,
in the
Bubby?
ignition, turn it on.
What's your hat?
What's
This
your
one?
hat, Chucky?
Yeah.
That one.
Well, it says Madeira Beach, Florida.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. I
It's going to be backwards, but yeah.
Yeah, you can change that on your camera settings to mirror camera. Then that'll flip the letters.
Yep. Yeah. If you don't change your mirror, if you don't change your mirroring, Chucky, you go to flip off Randy, and unfortunately, I flip off you.
It says that it's on.
There you go. There you go. Now,
Yeah,
I just turned
yep,
it
now
on.
I can read it. There you go. Yep. See how that
now
works? You learned something today.
See how it works, Chucky?
See
how it works,
right.
Chucky?
Yeah.
I'm flipping off Randy right now. See how it works?
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody thinks
Good
it's
morning,
the military
folks.
hat, and I go, no, I wasn't in the military.
The people I hang with.
The only military hats we actually want really on Red Friday morning are red military hats. But no, that's Bill Muckler used to wear a red shirt and
that's right. It is Friday,
and usually a red military hat. Yep, and we love our veterans. So happy Valentine's Day to all of our veterans and all of our active men and women still.
It's also Valentine's Day, Chuck. Did you remember?
Military.
That's one of the reasons why I got to go out and run.
You didn't remember?
Okay.
Oh, I remembered. It's just that she has a doctor's appointment. She just left. I went out to warm her car up for her.
Okay.
And now that she's gone, now I got to
just hire a remote starter,
and I'll get back later. But okay, guys. Like I said, I just want to stop and say hi.
All right,
and,
Chuck.
Thanks for the invite.
Yep. Tonight at 7 p.m. on the American Rebellion, if you can.
Craig Peterson asked you what live stream software you were using, Dave, and I replied you were using the Restream.
I'm using Restream right now because StreamYard got sold, and they were going to double it to $45 a month, and I just didn't want to do that.
See you tonight.
It wasn't worth what I would have got. Thanks, Chuck.
Yeah,
take care. It wasn't worth what we were going to have to
Yeah,
pay.
and Jerry of American Billion and myself, we use EV Mus for our streaming.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
very similar. The
Well,
costs
you
are
guys.
cheaper, I think. Uh,
Yeah.
certainly do.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Uh,
so I loved our vice president. I can't remember the exact comment he made, but essentially it was this. Um they were talking. The countries were talking about how we have been with Trump in office right now. How we're listening to different people talk and direct our nation. And he said, "You people have no room to talk when for the past 10 years you allowed a girl to tell you about uh, your ecosystem problems and so forth, and to direct how you're going to spend money on uh, uh, taking care of the air and so forth." So it's kind of like a slap in the face. What's that Dust lady's girl's name? Well, she's a lady now. She was a girl at the time. The one that says, how dare you? How dare you? How dare you? Yeah. Well, we can. We're the United
okay.
States. But
Yeah.
so do you think tomorrow Saturday? Do you think Hamas is going to release all of the hostages?
I want to say yes, but will they? No, unless there's backroom stuff that maybe some of the hidden money that we found that we don't know about. Maybe some of that will make its way where it shouldn't. But I don't. I don't. Well, I mean, if they don't want a war, meaning that they don't want parts of Israel, they don't want Gaza turned into a parking lot, uh, then they will do what the world is asking them to do, what President Trump is asking them to do. But I don't want to think about if they don't, and Israel and the United States team up, because it would be like Israel having a war against itself that it's not going to win. And so it's just not going
I
to be
just
pretty.
think that in order to put more emphasis on the Hamas releasing the hostages, that instead of Israel dropping the first bomb after noon on Saturday, which is tomorrow, that for an American bomber to fly overhead and drop a load of our own personal bombs onto Hamas terrorist locations, showing them that we
Oh,
mean business and we want this hostage released now. Um, I think we should get involved.
I I I don't know. I don't know enough to tell you whether or not an executive order or an order from the commander in chief go fly to Israel and drop bombs is a declaration of
Hmm.
war. And if it is, the president doesn't have that authority. I don't know if Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, will be able to get it passed in the House. And if it doesn't get passed in the House, then it would be rather embarrassing to our commander in chief, because he can't just go over to tell them to fly over and drop bombs. It could lead to a whole lot of things that I really don't want to get into. But also, I don't think that Netanyahu wants the United States to come over and drop bombs on Israel, regardless. Because if he does, it could be seen as a declaration of war against Israel. you guys can't take care of yourselves, so we're going to come in and take care of it for you. Just like the United States with Biden and Ukraine. You guys can't take care of yourselves, so we're going to come in and take care of you. As long as we don't get caught spending huge amounts of money there or laundering huge amounts of money there. They never stay there. Same thing with Afghanistan. Biden, didn't leave when he should have left. But to walk into a war over there or to launch a war over there with one of our allies that we go in and make the first move, no, that's 100% wrong. We go and because, like I said, it's Netanyahu declaring war on Israel. I mean, they're going to go to Gaza and they're going to destroy Gaza. Which they pretty much have destroyed already, but they're going to go in and destroy. But
the fact that Hamas has, I think they still have in their possession American citizens, isn't that an act of war against their country by taking them hostage?
If we go into Israel or we fly over Israel and we drop a MOAB, an MMOB, MOAB, and take out large amounts of Israel, I think, become responsible. We become responsible for helping Israel back from what we do.
We're already going to wind up taking control of the Gaza Strip and paying to have it brought back.
Okay,
I'm sure there's going to be a Trump hotel there somewhere.
I don't want to say things that will upset conservatives, but I honestly do not think we are going to go over and buy Gaza.
I didn't say buy. I didn't say buy.
President Trump.
He said that he would go over there and at our own expense rebuild it so that people can go back there and live.
At whose expense? The
Trump
organization
probably all those billions of dollars we're getting back from torturing animals. I mean, that should be more than enough money.
But that's not Donald Trump's money. That's our money. He's responsible for spending it in ways that we tell him to spend it. And I doubt very seriously representatives where he has the legislation passed that authorizes him to take United States taxpayer funds, go in and drop bombs on Gaza, clean up, find other places for people to live while he rebuilds Gaza at that United States taxpayers' expense. I just don't see it. Greenland was approached the wrong way, if you ask me, where he was hoping that the United States government could work out some Greenland from the king owns it. Why? Because we then become responsible for it. Listen to the prime minister. She said, we have a very nice base over there, a very nice army base. And in a partnership with her and the people of Greenland, so much more that would enhance the security of Greenland, because at the same time, China and Russia have bases over there as well. So the way I see it is to beef up our base so that we're ready if either one of the two other countries decides to take over Greenland. In the meantime, no, we just all co Greenland. We don't need to launch a war with Russia in Greenland that brings don't need to launch a war with China, that we need to have a nuclear war in Greenland. There's just absolutely no reason for it. The idea of buying another country or U.S. state right now is something we cannot afford to do. And with all of this money that Elon Musk is going to find, I highly doubt that the majority of support President Trump going over and trying to buy Gaza as a of the United States of America, having so much military over there. We have to be the dominant military force over there, and I don't think we can afford to do that, drain our military to have it all over there. And then the bigger problem is, like we discussed, I said it was, the only way taking over Gaza works right now is over Gaza, but the people have to have someplace in the countries that surround Gaza that are willing to take in people while we do all of this. And a lot of those countries don't want to do it. The King of Saudi Arabia does not want to bring anybody into Saudi Arabia, whether they're a refugee of a war that doesn't involve Saudi Arabia. He doesn't into Saudi Arabia or people that have different ideas on how Saudi Arabia should be run and what should be okay in Saudi Arabia. Because as I said, he likes to admit that Saudi Arabia is free, independent democracy. You can do what you want. You can do what you want because most Saudi Arabian citizens get a pretty deep kickback off the oil business that Saudi Arabia has, and they live a life that is basically democratic as long as you agree to follow the king. And he's not going to bring in people from Gaza. He's not going to bring Hamas refugees from Gaza into Arabia because he doesn't want them there.
I got to share this. I'm listening to you. I got to share this with you.
Jordan might.
Go ahead. You got to share that.
Okay. Oh, wait.
Right, this is new, folks. This is new. Get ready for it, folks. Get ready. Drum roll. The Gulf of America.
And we'll switch to my commentary on that. Does anybody actually think just because we called it the Gulf of America, and I'm going to so I can see us again, but does anybody that just because we put Gulf of America on what used to be the Gulf of Mexico, that anything going between Mexico and the United States is ceased? They're all of a sudden not gonna send boats and ships and whatever, if they can, drones underwater that could make the whole trip. It's not going to become, oh, boom, we're scared. We're not going to send stuff into illegal stuff. We're not going to traffic people into the United States. That we have to use the Gulf of America because, we changed the name.
I just think that this is one of the another promise kept that goes into the win side for Trump, but it is the next.
But what was he giving? He said, "I'm going to change the name of Mexico to the Gulf of America," because it's been some international court where the president of Mexico sues the president of the United States, going, we can show, aside from what the U.S., from what the United States of America claims as territorial waters, even before the United States did that, 92% of the Gulf of Mexico belongs to Mexico. So changing the name going to make any difference. I mean, he could change the name. He needed to do was change the name on the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, out to where Mexico owning it. It's still, I mean, like I said, it's one of those things that, okay, great. He changed the name. He got Google to change the name on the maps, on maps now. It doesn't, it's not going to stop what's going on in Mexico that uses the Gulf of to get into the United States.
Yeah,
unless we maybe have a navy with Mexico's navy, or just patrol it to the point where it's no longer Mexico territorial waters and they cross into our waters, then we can blow them out of the water or something. If we want to do that, but I mean, I just don't.
I just took notice. I just took notice of something on this map. There's a Gulf of California. Yeah. Was that always there? Was that always that name, the Gulf of California?
Yeah.
I just took notice of that.
I have no idea. I don't know, but California used to belong to Mexico.
Because there's this strip that says Baja, California, and then it
Baja.
says Baja.
The J is silent. The J sound is
okay.
like, but Baja, but the whole, from what I understand, maybe it was just Baja, California. It was either the whole state belonged to Mexico at one time, or
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Trump goes after Mexico to bring them on board with us as a part of our continent. I don't know. I think
they're not gonna
well,
do
they
it.
might not want to, but
they're not going to do it.
I just think that Trump is in this.
Me, it would be stupid to launch a war with Mexico for the United States, that they're going over Mexico. What we need to do, and I've said it, is that we need to exist with the federales on both sides of the border, and the federales need to be here in the United States, helping us as well. And militaries on both sides of this issue need to be there. It is totally stupid. And I mean, I love Trump and I respect a waste of money to think that over Mexico and make it part of the United States. And then we're going to take over a state, and then we're going to go north and take over Canada and make it a state. And those two states, when it comes down to electoral votes, will vote J.D. Vance Gitmo. Because there's just no way. If the size of Canada and you look at the size of the United States, how many United States can you fit in Canada? That will give you an idea of the electoral votes that the state of Canada is going to have. That's something the Democrats want, because the Democrats know that if Trump gets ownership of Canada and Trump of Mexico, the Democrats, whoever the next Republican is, there's no way. And Trump fought war that won them that won them basic control. The 51st and 52nd states have now become part of the United States, and the next Democrat will count on votes. But the president of Mexico has made it very clear she's not interested in becoming a United States state or a protected territory because she doesn't need cartels are based in Mexico. The cartels run Mexico. The cartels tell her what to do.
Yeah, well, the cartels need to be taken out. You know, and I think Trump's Pete Hegseth is going to be leading that charge to take him out with our military, and rightfully so. I mean, all the cartels do is it's sex and drugs and murder. They shouldn't be in control of any country.
But understand that, and I agree with you. But if we had to take the United States and divide it up and send it around the world to every that has those problems, we wouldn't have any military in the United States to take care of us.
No. See, I'll disagree with you there. I think the whole concept of military conflict now with boots on the ground is getting to be far and fewer between, because especially you look at the Ukraine and Russia, how they're the boots on the ground is nothing but being a meat grinder. When you got these damn drones and you got these robotic dogs now that are in combat, and they can do just as much damage on boots on the ground than actually boots on the ground. When you have the ability with our military in the air, our drones, our aircraft, and so forth, we can do a hell of a lot of damage to the enemy from the air to bring them to a complete stop, to their knees, to surrender. Then you'd send in the troops to seize the land and take control of the land if you want the land.
Do you not think the cartels have trillions of dollars in the bank in Mexico, defense industrial complex, and order whatever they need that the United States defense industrial Mexico? Because they don't do that. They sell both sides of a United States war the same weapons if they can.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I just think that the idea of the United States taking over Mexico, and the idea of taking over Mexico to stop things that are happening in Mexico, to me, the cartels are already here from Mexico. There hasn't been a border set up on the southern. We've had an open southern border for 240 something years. We had to make sure that President Trump wouldn't be able to, by attempting to sell the remaining panel, never went up. If we strengthen our border and we take care of our side of the border and we do things we should be doing, Tom arrests the cartels that are here and sends them, deports them back, and makes it very clear if you will be in prison. I mean, the cartels are doing what they're doing here in America because they can just simply hop, skip, and jump and walk through borderless and find a do whatever they want. Or they go through this country and go into Canada. So, I mean, it's like we're surrounded by cartels on both the northern side and the south, as well as the cartels that are already here. I think we need to finish and have a border around both sides, and then we need to defend it. And I just don't see buying Canada, and I don't see buying Mexico and adding, even though we now already that we could do some of these things with, I just don't see its advancement. I don't see how buying Canada lowers our deficit, because we have to spend all this money that we don't have to fight wars that we can't afford to do anyway.
So you don't think that uh, what little bit we get out of Canada as far as benefits and trade, as opposed to our expense to trade with Canada, just you don't think we'd be better off just taking over Canada and having it for ourselves?
No, no, no. Well, you do with Ford, who builds cars and trucks in Canada. And you give them a better deal to shut down building cars and trucks in Canada, those trucks and cars in the United States. Ford told Trump that they were open idle plants that weren't being used, build some new plants, and build things in the United States, all the time lying to him because they Mexico. So you tax the hell out of the car. You tear the hell out of whatever comes to the United States from Ford, from another country that could here. And one day, where Ford realizes they're paying $1 million tariff on every F-150 they bring into the United States, to the point where they say, well, you know what? Maybe it would be better if we build another F-150, 4 or 5. Put Americans to work and help build our economy. I mean, American companies, United States, to realize that, single hold on other countries that have their building stuff. States, no, add production in the United States. Pay people here in the United States, build any one of these plants anyway, because sooner I automated anyway.
Yeah,
because that seemed to be part of the original goal of A, to do the stupid mundane jobs that Americans don't want to take. Take the third shift job, build AI at your manufacturing plant here in the United States, and let it run third shift because nobody wants to work third shift. Let it run weekends because no one wants to. So, and a lot of companies, fortunately, even here in the United States, it's going to come down to a lot of companies can't afford to pay what they want for third shift. So they'll start adding AI, and then sooner or later they'll be totally AI. I don't know what the plan was there. But, Amazon supposedly was going to have a Zoom call where they basically told everybody, don't come home and watch and be part of the Zoom call. And 1,000 of them that are going to be on the Zoom call are going to be told they have been fired. By the time they hang up and end the call, they won't have access to Amazon computers anymore. Amazon networks, or if they were working at home, whatever, they're just done. Well, I the answer is, but the answer to me is not buying and waiting for Elon to think that he's penny here in the United States,
oh my
and
gosh.
his profit off of it, and finally we move to Mars. You know, I don't know what the answer is, but some things have to be that, you know, they're just, countries need to work together. If Canada wants stuff into the United States, they have to be fair with what the United States can import into Canada. And if it's not equal, then you gotta tariff them, because it's got a fair slate. Japanese automakers, Toyota and Nissan, would flood the United States with cars that they built in Japan and sell them for a lot less. And they would take, that's how they would, the small car market. Then at some point, someone said that, no, you got to start building them in the United States. Kentucky plant, which originally built, I think, the Toyota Avalon until they discontinued. They discontinued the Avalon, and now they build the Lexus equivalent to the Avalon there. But it's to encourage, I mean, Canada, same thing. They would try to get them to build so that they don't have to pay, so that they don't have to. The world is big. The United States can't build every car that is needed around the world. I mean, we all understand that. So other countries are, want to buy certain cars. So they're eventually going to say, hey, come build that car here. Or they're going to just build something their own that's just as nice, lock us out of their market, but still continue to sell here. Our market is not balanced. It's not. That's why we have tariffs.
I just shared that image with the Gulf of America map, and on my screen now. It's amazing how the shit knows what you're looking at. But now I'm seeing on my browser, Mexico threatens Google with legal action over Gulf American name change. Wow, that didn't take long, did it?
Of course they did. No. And everybody else who thought changing the name was just going to be the end of it. Said, at the least, the president will sue the president of in some international court, or actually she'll do it in Mexico. And we will have to go to Mexico and be before Mexican judges who are going to look at us and go, you're crazy. If anything, like I said, they might say, well, 12 miles out of the border of the United States into the Gulf of Mexico is United States territorial waters. You can take that and call it anything you want, but the rest of it belongs. It always has. So, you can't change it just because you think that it was from using it. We use it however. My point is, we're fighting all of this money and how all of this money was used illegally, and we're going to get rid of the people that said it was okay to do it. We're going to get rid of the people who did it. We're going to get rid of the people who did this, get rid of the people who did that. We're going to find, but the billions and trillions and quadrillions of dollars that we're taking in, or we're finding, and we have to use, we need to pay down our own. We need to bust up and increase in our own industries. We need to be able to feed the world with. I mean, we have enough of it underground. States of America for like 500 years plus. We were energy dependent, which is how it needs to be. And hopefully President Trump will get us back to that with drill, and then the oil companies will say, hey, we're drilling. The country is dependent on us like it should be. Prices are low like they should be. We need to take some and start selling it around the world again. Do it. And do it at the least price. OPEC out of business. Because that's what happened. OPEC started producing less because we had so much that our prices were low.
Yeah. I just want to bring this up, then I got to jump off. I love Elon Musk. I think he's a phenomenal guy, and he has some unique thoughts. But so this Chinese woman is lodging complaints against Tesla's car because her parents were in a car accident. And he was on his cell phone talking to his daughter when she heard him screaming, "The brakes don't work." What happened was, in reality, is that her father swerved around two cars before plowing into an SUV and a sedan and crashed into a large concrete barrier. So Elon Musk's company sued the family in court for defamation of his product, and he won. Apparently, the brakes were not the issue.
They can usually test the brakes.
Yep.
On a car and confirm whether or not the brake. If it was a Tesla which had the on it, they can look at the of a black box.
It does,
and they can confirm that seconds before the crash, the car swerved. The cameras, if they can find any, that show the conditions of the road, and the car did its thing. The best way to get around whatever it needed to get around to avoid hitting something was to swerve around it and do whatever. Where he may lose on an appeal, it has been acknowledged that Teslas have had in the past, and he may end up paying something. But again, he's the wealthiest man in the world, and he's taken a $90 billion on his personal wealth because Tesla's stock is down this year again. So I don't.
They said the investigation showed that the brakes could not be the cause. Was not found that the brakes were the cause of the accident. But it turns out that she was getting some support from a competitive auto manufacturer to make the fuss, and the whole thing was probably more of a gimmick to try and get bad publicity.
Well, yeah. Well, okay. Unfortunately, her parents died in a car accident.
No, they didn't. The parents didn't die. They're just hurt. But having said all that, I gotta get going. I'll probably be on tonight. Nothing else going on. Of course, my wife might have other plans as far as maybe watching a movie or something. So she's been pushing me to watch this new series about the end of the world. It's a futuristic series. I forget what it's called, but there was this prison. And the prison blew up, and like 20 serious criminals escaped, and she's being tagged to go out and find these criminals. And my wife likes it, so I might wind up having to watch at least one episode just to keep her happy. But with that being said, folks, don't forget it's Valentine's Day. Don't forget your sweetheart. If you don't have a sweetheart, find yourself one so you can buy yourself some candy. or whatever. Um, and enjoy today. Also, if you're in the path of this storm that's supposed to be coming, make sure you have salt. Make sure you have a shovel. If you're old like me, find someone else to do your shoveling for you. 'Cause you don't need to get a heart attack or fall in the snow and ice. So, with all that being said, Dave, have a great rest of your day. Take care.
If you're on later, maybe I'll pop on if I see that you're on later. Okay. All right. Thanks. Randy Rose, Home Genealogy Services. The best that I know of on Facebook. I don't know anybody else, but he's very, and his rates are not expensive for what he does. Sometimes they sound high, but so I'll let you talk to him about it. But they're not. He says they work out to about $3 an hour, but you won't find anybody who's going to do the level of work that he does for $3 an hour. So go to the Randall Rhodes Facebook or go to the All Roads Lead Genealogy Group. I believe it's the original All Roads Lead to Home Genealogy Group. But go to the group. There are other people that have used him. I've used him off and on, but grade for it. But I highly recommend what he does. And go take a look. I want to thank the people at Comcast again, because we had 2 shows now where we weren't losing part of the broadcast. You will see a bit of freezing here and there, and maybe a bit of audio freezing, and I appreciate it when you tell me that is happening. Some of that is just the luck of the draw when we go live. The other option is a hotspot, and if that, then I got to figure out a way to merchandise to recover on every month, and I just don't want to do that. So we're gonna make do best that we can with what we have, because that's what we do. We try to do it Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern, and we try to do it Tuesdays and Thursdays. Then, when we can, I like to be on the American Rebellion, which is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and 7 p.m. Eastern. And you like Jerry Michaels there. You'll see Mickey Young there, Wireless, the Minnesota Madman. Sometimes you see Chuck Cook. Sometimes you'll see Randy Rhodes. So you see a lot of other people that you may have on before or heard of around the internet. But everyone comes on, and we don't always talk politics. Or some nights we start on politics. Sometimes we finish up something else, because there is more to life than just what's going on politically. Things are very important. You need to be tuned in, turned on, understanding what is going on, because it does affect your life and the quality of life that you make. Listening every day where Elon Musk and the boys are finding more and more and more and more and more of our hidden tax money that is being used more and more and more against us, to understand that we are getting it back, and that the government may be again, or taxes may go to the IRS eliminated, at least for those who make under $150,000 a year, or under $150,000 a year. You see it, $150,000 a year for couples. And yeah, actually, that I was going to say 100,000, but I said 150,000. But really, I think maybe 150,000 and $100,000 as a single shouldn't pay any income tax. But right now I don't pay any income tax because my Social Security is not federal income taxable, and in the state of Florida we don't have an income tax. So unless I do a job outside of my Social Security, I don't pay any income tax. And I make a lot less than $100,000 a year. So that's all I have to say on that. The Department of Education should get rid of it. I think the authority and what is done rests with the states, and there is a federal Department of Education. Its orders from the states and helps the states. And if that isn't the right way to do it, then shut it down. But then again, if you shut down the federal department and you have no longer a state, or excuse me, a government agency that is helping state department with the cost of students who have special needs, if you take that money away, then we might have a problem. You and I might have a problem. You can't just go in and shut down the Department of Education because it sucks. You have to look at things within the Department of Education that it does, and then you need to make sure that the states are being helped with the high cost of special needs education, because every child, I don't care who they are, every child born in the States, every American child, every American citizen child born to American citizen right to go to school, just like any other child does. Special needs, then it's kind of on us to help that they get that. And I'm not going to sit here and preach that no, that's not what's going to happen. It doesn't matter who the president is, a Republican or a Democrat, but people are telling they think it's quite possible that institute and those kinds of things will return, and that I have Lewy body dementia, and I have Parkinson's, and I'm bipolar, and I have this, and I have that, and maybe that's just what they do. And you know what? Bullcrap. You want to be the best country in the world? Go around and tell other countries around the world what they should and shouldn't do. You may need to make sure that you're taking care of the people in that you can. It was government by the people. Doesn't seem to be what right now. And as Elon Musk finds more and more of it, the bull excrement is going to hit the thin, come showering down. And Ed, pay attention to what is going on, and make sure you understand. Michael Anthony, do you want to come on and, I don't know, quick half hour? Not, then I am going to wrap this one. Quick yes or no if you're still in the live chat, Michael, if you want to come on, a quick yes or no. And I will invite you out of this edition of Red Friday Morning Caffeine, because, like I said, it's been freezing or lost of audio here or there. I have read in the live chat comments that it's been happening off and on, and it's not going to go away. Whatever they did to our local area Comcast seems to have with a lot of the issues that I was having, and that's all I can expect. I don't see that Mike wants to come on, so what I'm going to do is remind everybody tonight at 7 p.m. look for the American Rebellion on Facebook, American Rebellion on YouTube, and anywhere else you can go look for it there. We use Restream, right? There is a lot of things you can adjust the lag. We've done most already, and it just happens. And it's not a perfect rocket science, and it'll be each day. So we do what we do. I'm pretty much happy most of the time with what we get from Restream. It may not be as nice as what other people use, but some people have more money to spend on this kind of stuff. And to me, I pretty much try to keep it simple, still KISS theory. Plug a microphone in, turn on a laptop, make sure the mic is working, and go live. And that's the best that we can do. Tuesday, Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern. Tuesday, Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern. And Monday, Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern for the American Rebellion. And any other broadcast maybe that invites me on. And that's what we do. So anyway, 6. So I think I'm just going to wrap it up and go have lunch. That's all I have to say. And if you want to be a part of the Boogie with the Bull broadcast, either uncensored, which is Thursdays, or morning caffeine, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, all you got to do is come on and what you want to discuss and which one is when you want to come on. I tell people come on Tuesdays and Thursdays because we get far more reviews on Tuesdays and Thursdays on Facebook than we do during the 10 a.m. broadcasts. So I like doing them, so we're going to keep doing them. But realistically, if you want a lot of people to be watching you, and by a lot, I mean we're between and 300, then you want to be on Tuesdays and Thursday nights with us. And other than that, if you disagree with everything I just said, go do it yourself. And I wish you the best of luck if you do. Anyway, you've been watching Boogie with the Bull, Red Friday Morning Caffeine, a copyrighted presentation of the No Budget Broadcasting Company. And as Randy said, it's Valentine's Day. Go enjoy the day with your sweetheart, or spend tomorrow enjoying the day with your sweetheart. And mine will be home from work this afternoon, and we have a special dinner planned at home. Not anything crazy, just one of our favorite meals, I believe. And it is what it is. It is what it is, as my father used to say. And then he would always say, don't sweat the little stuff. So go and enjoy the rest of the day. Have a fantastic weekend. And just pay attention. Okay? Double B's for victory.